All right, this is George with MMAJunkie.com, sitting here with Miesha Tate, Strikeforce female fighter. We just wrapped up MMA Junkie Radio. Miesha, thanks for doing the show.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you for having me, as always. Look forward to the next time.
Do you have fun when we do this? I mean, it's 2 hours, and it's hard to approach fighters and say, you want to co-host for 2 hours? I'm sure when the text comes over or a Twitter message, it's like, wow, that's a long time. But then the flip side is it kind of goes by fast.
It goes by really fast. Honestly, it feels like about 30 minutes. So the only thing is it's so early for me. But like I said, you guys are worth it, so.
Well, thank you very much. And I wanted to congratulate you on World MMA Awards nomination for Female Fighter of the Year. We kind of broke that down on the show, but I think a lot of people are going to be voting for you.
You know, I hope so. You know, if they feel that I am a good representation of that, then vote for me, please. And if not, then vote for whoever you think.
And, you know, going back to that, I guess since September of last year, you went 5-0. Since the last time we caught up with you, you went 2-0. And the big wins were the 2 wins you got at the Strikeforce show, where it was 2 fights in one night. Talk about that and how all that went down, how you were feeling.
So I'm pretty good going into it. As you all well know, I'm not a huge fan as a fighter of the tournament style fighting, but I realize that for the fans it's pretty exciting, so not opposed to doing it again, but just went out there prepared for that, the 2 fights, and to win the both fights, and then that put me in the #1 contention spot, so it was a very exciting night for me.
How was it going into the first fight, your mindset? The reason I ask is knowing that there could be a good possibility of you being involved in another fight. Did you have to hold back, be more conservative, maybe, heck, less striking for fear of breaking a knuckle or your hand or anything else?
Well, I mean, being that you have to plan on fighting 2 fights, you always want to get the first one over as soon as possible, but being there was only 2 3-minute rounds, there was not a lot of time to really finish, and I was kind of frustrated at the referee for the first round when I was sinking in my phantom choke, which is one of my favorites, the Von Flu, also called the Von Flu. He stood me up out of the choke, and I was just like, why would you do that? Obviously you don't know what's going on, so I could say a lot about that, but I was trying to finish that fight in the first round, and then we ended up going through the second round, and then I won the decision. So I went back and I watched the fight with Hitomi and Karina, and I'm very confident in my submission defense, and offense as well. I stay in a lot of good positions, so I didn't feel that Hitomi was going to get me in any submissions, and I just had to be smarter than her.
All right, so you went 2-0, and now you get a chance to fight for the belt at 135 pounds. And at the time, you didn't know who it would be, but we did know at the time it was Sarah Kaufman, one of the young ladies that gave you a defeat. So it was pretty cool the way it was lining up, a chance to rematch and get the belt.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I thought Marloes was going to win the fight, but I wanted Sarah Kaufman to win because I wanted to have my rematch. I wanted an opportunity to avenge a loss. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm still going for that title shot, and that's really all that matters to me.
All right, and when do you think, give us a little timeline, probably 2011, I imagine, is when you guys will be fighting, but will it at least be early 2011, first quarter maybe?
Not early enough. I think, yeah, in February or March, so it'll been about 6 or 7 months since my last fight. And I'm actually looking to do some grappling tournaments. Naga's coming up here in a couple weeks, and I think the first round for Abu Dhabi, the eliminations are also coming up here in a couple weeks. So I want to stay active, and if I can, if I'm not fighting, then I want to do something like that.
You moved to Sacramento. You came down from the Northwest. I think you looked into the Bay Area, but it looks like now your home's in Sacramento with Team Alpha Male Camp. Talk about that.
Yeah, and partially Team Alpha Female now, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's great. I haven't really looked back. It's definitely been the right career decision. We did a lot of kind of soul searching in a way, and we did a lot of research on other camps, went and explored, so it's not a blind decision we made. We definitely wanted to go down there and make that our home because I just knew that was the right place to be. All size appropriate training partners, great mentality, great partnership, there at the gym. It's like a big family. Like, no one doesn't like anyone there. Like, they all get along great, and they get along inside and outside of the gym. They're like a family.
I wanted to ask you, and this actually I got to give credit to Goze, the co-host here on MMA Junkie Radio. Movies. A lot of fighters have been doing movies,
yeah.
And have you ever been approached? Is that something you would want to do down the road, or maybe while you're a female fighter?
Actually, yeah, Kung Lee gave me a call the other day and was like, "Hey, I got this movie that I'm working with, and they want this female for this role, and do you want to put in? We have a couple other girls putting in." And I said, "Oh, sure, why not?" So I sent him my information and the pictures and whatever requirements, and I figure if it fits right, then why not? I mean, MMA really is only going to take me so far, and although I love it, I want to make a good living as well, and I have a lot of downtime. I mean, here I am, 6-7 months of pretty much like nothing, just training. I have a lot of time that I could be doing other things and trying to promote myself. So if it works, yes, but MMA is my top priority right now.
All right. Last thing, I follow you on Twitter. I see you've been doing a lot of traveling, Hawaii, Puerto Rico. Has that been more of a relaxation thing, or you've been, any of that has to do with the MMA at all?
The Hawaii trip was actually for a vacation. We spent about 3 weeks after Brian and I fought, and then the Puerto Rico trip was somewhat relaxation, but we were actually there to corner some fighters of mine, Nick Dilly and Travis, and they both won in the first round, so it was very exciting. And we spent a couple extra days and traveled around San Juan and saw the pretty beaches and the rainforest and stuff. I mean, you can't go to a place like that and not actually take a look around, so. 3
weeks in Hawaii? That's a long time. How'd you pull that one off?
It was too long, to be honest. I mean, I liked Hawaii and everything, but I think it was almost 3.5 weeks. At about 2 weeks, I kind of get, this itching to want to go home and just like make sure everything's still the same, I guess. I don't know. I love traveling, but I don't like being away from home for at the most a month. I'm really going crazy. I'm like, I gotta get home. I know that seems like a really long time, but it's a really long time to be away from home.
All right, well, folks, that's Strikeforce female fighter Miesha Tate. She's going to be fighting Marloes Coenen at some point in 2011, hopefully early 2011, and she was co-hosting with us today on MMA Junkie Radio. This is the after party, kind of hanging out here after the show. Miesha, again, thanks for co-hosting, and thanks for hanging out here at the after party.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was fun.
All right, we are out of here. See ya.
Bye.
I'm just a little chubby guy.